right. How's it going, Derek? What's up, everybody?
I
To those who are coming in.
I can't complain, bro. At the job for another hour, then I'm going home, hang out with the old lady and son, and then get in the reptile room.
Hell yeah, that's fucking rad,
Shoot
bro.
some content. No, I'm not doing live feedings no more.
Yeah, I heard. And you got the new video that dropped?
I announced that on in my Aussie podcast for personal reasons, though. Not and nobody influenced me. It was my choice.
Okay. Well,
And who
why'd you
knows?
do
Maybe
it?
I go back to doing them. I don't know.
So what made you change?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to take my channel live feedings, and don't get me wrong, I love live feedings, but it was never what I just wanted to be known for. I wanted to be like a content creator, like Chandler's Wildlife, Tyler Nolan, Will Nace. I wanted to actually create content, but live feedings
Okay.
got so addictive because the shit got so many views. I got a video right now that got 8 million views.
Okay.
It's like when you start something, the shit can get addicting. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but I feel like I have a good enough base right now. I got like 60,000 followers that I could try and just shoot content and try and grow that way.
Right on, dude. That's fucking kick ass. What's up, Star Native, Morbid, and Solo Butterfly? Hello, welcome everybody. Thanks, appreciate it.
You know,
guys
Solo got a
smash that
YouTube
like
now.
button. What?
You know, Solo is putting out content now.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, she got a YouTube. I was
did
her
not know
100th. I was her 100th subscriber.
Oh, right on. Hell yeah. I'll go subscribe.
Yeah.
Drop the link. Well, I have to rewatch it.
But anyways, man, let's jump into the show, man. I think we got a good show today. We got 5 or 6 topics. Hopefully I can read them. Before you show it, let's talk for a little bit, man. Like, we're talking about live feedings. I know you probably think like, oh, well, he got attacked by Nerdy stopping it. No, I'm stopping live feedings because of my own something that I want to do. And I feel like, we all seen those exposed videos, and I feel like, they go after dumb shit. You went after live feeders. You went after, I feel like there's so much other shit that you could be focusing on, like reptile dumping. How does reptile dumping make you feel, BPL? Like if somebody buys a fucking animal and they abandon it.
Look at Florida. Perfect example right there. Just look at Florida. What's going on in Florida? There's invasive vermin, right? There's invasive green basilisk. Okay. Now, I mean, there's other things, of course, but it's bad pet owners.
Right.
They get
How
something
do you police
that they
that?
think they can handle. Huh? You truly can't. And here's why. You can and you can't. You can't because a lot of these people, as long as you're buying online, or what if they buy it from an expo and no one's asked them questions, or if you go to a Petco or a PetSmart or, maybe a local place, I don't get something you can't handle. That's all I can say to until we get into the story.
Right. Let's read the story. Let's go ahead and read the story. Let's talk about it. Reptile dumping is on the rise as owners can't afford to take care of their pets. A lot of people like their pets furry and some like theirs a little more slimy and scaly, like reptiles. Animal experts say due to the cost of taking care of the animals, people are dumping them. They're leaving them for dead. I hear people say stuff like, I'm moving and I can't take care of this dragon. It's probably because of the dragon isn't feeling good, so they can't afford the vet bill. Some people may say kids just don't play with it anymore. That's a really big one. Dragon Smart owner Alana Gertz said, Alana Gertz owns Dragon Smart, a pet store in McMinnville. They sell and rescue all type of exotic pets. We've gotten parakeets dropped off at our door in a tiny cage. We get calls all the time about picking up reptiles and a bunch of exotics to help rescue them, Gertz said. Next page. She said more people want exotic pets, but are shedding the responsibility. The last case she dealt with was a few weeks ago. Gertz and her husband were called by a landlord to remove neglected reptiles from a home. I was looking around like, oh my gosh, there was some unfortunately deceased. There was some unfortunately deceased. Gert said.
Is there one more?
She also had a neglected bearded dragon dropped off too. The little guy was left outside in the cold in a small cage at a PetSmart. When he chews, it takes him a long time. Bearded dragons have sharp teeth, and he doesn't have any, Gert said. She said a good Samaritan drove the guy from Harrisonville to the shop to give him a fighting chance. When he didn't have the proper UVB, his joints got really soft and started deforming. So they're like stuck like this. He's never going to get back to normal, Gert said. Do I got another
There's
page?
one more. There's one more.
Gert thinks if you want an exotic pet, do the research on it. She said knows it comes at a cost. She said to be a responsible and loving parent, if you can't take care of the animal, reach out to someone that can and who is knowledgeable about that, Gert said. Alonia said in the year they've been operating, they've rescued hundreds of animals. She's also been able to provide great homes for them. She said the recent bearded dragon that they rescued doesn't have a name. In fact, she likes to wait to get to know their personality first. I still have a little faith that we can bring them back to life, Gert said. All right, so let's talk about that, man. Reptile dumping. You don't think there's no way we can fight it? Like microchipping the animals, selling
So
it,
a couple
selling
things.
to certain
Okay,
ages.
so I got a couple things to say. First off, I gotta say, hey, what's up, Bosa? I see you watching. Appreciate it. Didn't get to say hi to you yet. But to get into it, for one, microchipping, yes, to an extent, that would do wonders because then you'd be able to be like, it'd come with some kind of digital code where what I'm saying, like you would know who bought it, blah 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 blah. But at the same time, are they going to be doing? Is everyone going to be on board for that? I don't think a lot of people will be because they don't want to pay for it. Let's just but also look at it like this: what if Petco and PetSmart are they going to do it? No. So at the end of the day, anybody over the age of 18 can walk anywhere they want, buy an animal. No one ever questions them. It is sad to see. It doesn't matter at the end. I mean, reptiles, of course, because that's what we talk about. But anything, birds, dogs, cats, whatever you went to go get, and that you suddenly were like, I can't take care of it. I'm just gonna let it run in the wild. Like, you're fucked up. Let me just let you run in the wild when you lose your job.
Do you think that fines would do it? Like, let's say we catch you abandoning an animal. You're in a dark alley. The cops pull up on you, and you're dropping off a bearded dragon. You think a $20,000 fine would kind of steer people away from a reptile dumping?
For any animal, though, like we actually breeders would do. I can't even say I'm a true breeder, but like anyone that's breeding, if you're able to, and like everyone was on board, yeah, the microchipping could help, but at a certain extent, it's not going to help. Like, so Petco, if you go to Petco, PetSmart, you go to whatever's local in your city and all that, and you go to a mom and pops, and they sell you. Let's just say they're like, oh yeah, you get this iguana, and they're like, yeah, cool, lizard, and that thing grows fully grown, and it whips them for the first time, and they're like, what do I do? They're probably gonna get like, no, I'll get this. Like, I don't want it. They're gonna be afraid of the
animal. Well, what about this? Make a special office and have like a special police officer for reptile dumping, and you're like a detective, and everybody you find reptile dumping, a minimum of 1 year in jail.
I think the fine should be at least the first time $5,000. And I think that sounds fair. Yeah. But the second time, I mean, because if we're doing the 3 strike rule, right? So the second time, I'd probably be like, you know what, you didn't learn your $5,000 mistake. Now it's going to cost you $50,000. And if you get it wrong next time, you're going to owe $250,000 plus you're doing 5 years in jail. Let's go.
So you wouldn't give jail time until like the third time?
But once again, like, let's just say somebody, like, it would help in multiple ways, right? So like if it got out and you weren't abandoning it, right? Let's just say your big snake got out, your retic, whatever. Like those, it'd come in handy. You'd be able to track your animal down.
Yeah.
But if you abandon it, you're a piece of shit. That's just my.
I agree. That is shitty to abandon animals, and I don't know. Sad story. They're saying that reptile dumping is on the rise, and it's like I preach this every show. It's like, we talk about USARC, but it's only so much that they can do. It's like, yeah, they can fight the reptile bans, but it's like if they're focusing on reptile bans, meanwhile we're back here throwing reptiles out our window or leaving them here, leaving them there. It's only so much shit USARC to fight. You know what I mean? So that's my biggest fear when it comes to USARC. It's like I want people to support them, but also understand it's like, just because you're supporting them, it's not 100% that they're going to win every case. It's not going to 100% they're going to win everything for the simple fact we're not policing ourselves. You know what I mean?
But even if we police ourselves, it'll still get divided. I mean, you're still going to have the people that want to do one thing compared to another. Like, I feel
agree.
like it'll be always divided, but at the end of the day, regardless of what you do, yes, definitely support USARC.
Right. Well, since we're talking about Florida, we're talking about USARC. Let's talk. What's going on?
I'm going to getting the next one ready.
Since we're talking about Florida, we're talking about USARC. Man, have you been keeping up what's going on with the FWC?
I am sorry, my friend, I have not.
Man, I think that USARC just got a major win. Like, pull up this story. Let's talk about what's going on. And it's like a story of sex, lies, and betrayal. Now, listen to this. This shit is crazy. FWC Inspector General resigns after improper relationship with the wife of a FWC officer under investigation for illegally killing a bear, personal use of an FWC vehicle, alcohol in the vehicle, and insurance fraud. Let's go to the next page. Now, before we talk about before I read this shit is crazy. So this is the top dude in the FWC, the Inspector General, smashing one of his workers' wives that's accused of doing some shit. So we're going to get into this because this shit is spicy. All right, let me see if I can read this. A secret meeting in the parking lot of a luxury hotel south of Orlando. Confidential information about a criminal investigation is disclosed. Allegations of insurance fraud, illegal shooting of a bear, personal use of a government vehicle, all were part of an investigation into an alleged improper relationship between the wife of a Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission law enforcement officer and the agency's longtime Inspector General Michael Tronstamp. He resigned before the investigation was complete. The inquest found enough evidence to support claims that the Inspector General had an improper relationship with Grace, the wife of an FWC officer, Nathaniel Douglas. As the Inspector General's associates investigated several complaints she had brought against her husband while they were apart. It should get spicy. Investigators also found that Tronstamp have violated the agency's confidentiality policy. In addition, the report noted that Tronstamp, the Inspector General, who oversaw the agents, looked into Nathaniel Douglas's actions and signed their reports. Neither disclosed that there was a conflict of interest nor withdrew from the case. The Office of the Chief Inspector General recommended no disciplinary action and referred all questions to the FWC. The report called for more training for FWC staff on conflicts of interest and internal investigations. Next page. Oh, that was that. You went back. You go to the next page. All right, we already read that. Oh no. Go back. Go back.
Yeah.
Go back.
I know.
Hold on. In August, okay, here it is. This is where we are. In August, after his wife told Douglas about the relationship, he filed a complaint with the Office of the Chief Inspector General to report his wife and timestamp. Douglas said the relationship with his wife was inappropriate because she was a witness to the investigation into his behavior. Now let's go to the next page. Now, for shits and giggles, I looked this up. This is how much this man makes a year. When he resigned in November, effective December 27th, his salary was $107,000, $456,018. Take this down. Take that down. This shit is spicy. First off, let me say, VPL, and I love my wife. This ain't no disrespect to her, but ain't no pussy in the world worth $108,000. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. Now here's the thing. Now it's fucking spicy because the husband is the one that reported it. It's like the wife is helping you. So it gets spicy. So basically, her husband shot a bear on accident, drank illegal use of the FWC vehicle. So he probably was at Price Chopper getting some groceries in the FWC cop car. Got found out, and the wife starts smashing his boss to cover it up. And he told on her. What the fuck, BBL? What the fuck, man? Like, what does this story say to you, man?
This is like some Jerry Springer type shit.
What the fuck?
I don't know what to say to this one. Like, it's fucked from the beginning. It started to the way it ended. Everything was just fucked.
Is this a win for you, Sark? The FWC Inspector General resigned. Is this a win for you, Sark?
Could be. Could be. You got to think, though, at the same time, the laws that are still in effect that may never go away.
Yeah. That's a down ass. Hey, his wife is a fucking rodder. She's like, don't even trip. I'm about to make all your problems go away. All those little investigations, that shit about to go away. I got you, honey. So she smashed his boss in hopes that a lot of this shit that he was doing would be swept under the rug. That's a good wife. What do you think, BBL? Is that shit crazy?
That's just fucking, yeah. Honestly, that one, because I never read them. I don't know what to say to this one. I have no idea.
BPL, $108,000. I'll shoot her fucking kneecaps off. Bitch told on me. Bop, 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 bop.
Once again, it was fucked from the beginning and it was fucked to the end.
I mean, you got to think. Her husband he did like 4 illegal things.
$100,000 as the lead of the FWC isn't a ton of shit. I mean, like, think about it. Is $100,000 really gonna have you retire? No, right?
It's not gonna have you retire. I make $80,000 a year.
So you're right near it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not that. I don't know. His salary sucks. I'll tell you that.
100,000 is a good salary, VPO. You crazy. But in this day and age, anyways, man, it's a fucking crazy story, and it's just like, if I was you,
you're telling me really quick. You're telling me I can make more money by catching rats in New York than
if you go do that job. That wouldn't be an easy job though. I wouldn't want it.
Dude, I do it for the money. Just for the fuck of it. I'd go down there, like my last name, Rambo, dude. I'd go down there, guns a-glorin'. Might break some pipes when I'm down there, but shit'll be done.
At the end of the day, I know you say it's not a lot of money, but would you risk it? And I hate to be vulgar. I know it's women in the chat, but I'm still gonna ask BPL. Would you risk your job $100,000 for a little bit of strange?
No. Nope.
I don't know. I thought it'd be funny to talk about. Definitely a crazy story, man. FWC Inspector General resigns. over.
Now, talking about the FWC though, we all know they're fucked, right? They're all corrupted. Look at we read about it like like 3-4 episodes ago about the dude with the boathouse, like how fucked up they are. How they went in there and fucked his ass up and everything else. I mean, they're once again, yes, they're attacking the reptile community, but at the same time, they're also attacking other communities, birds, fish. I mean, and killing a bear for no fucking reason, that's fucked up. Just so you can say I killed a fucking bear, that's fucked up.
I don't know. Like I said, I think it's crazy. If I would have been the husband, I probably would have beat both their asses. I'd have beat my wife up, and I'd have beat dude ass for sure. I'd have beat his ass.
Oh fuck yeah!
Like, I'm already fired.
Would have happened. Everything.
Boy, I gotta kill you. You smash my wife, I gotta kill you.
Oh,
we all going to jail. Fuck it.
Once again, this story was fucked from the beginning to the end. I had no idea what to say because dude's a dumbass for. Anyway, yeah.
BP, I would have just said, "Fuck it, get the paddy wagon because I'm finna kill everybody." Everybody going to jail because I'm whooping ass. I'm beating everybody ass. Fuck it, just get the paddy wagon. Get you about 8 sets of cuffs. Huh?
I said even the janitor.
What? I'm beating everybody ass. He smashed dude's wife.
Sorry, I just found that funny. I'm sorry.
But then again, I don't think they would have even found out if the dude's husband wouldn't have reported it because he's the one that told.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, he's smashing my wife. My charges is about to get dropped. Or I could just blow this shit up out of the water and tell everybody like, hey, he fucking my wife. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Crazy fucking story.
Divorce definitely would have happened for sure for me. I mean,
crazy story, man.
Anyways, man, the start of it.
I don't know. Chat, what y'all think of that story? Was it spicy? Anyways, man, let's go ahead and go to the next story, man. I think that a lot of crazy shit's going on in the hobby right now, man. And I came across this story. It's about an illegal seizure, and I don't want to talk about it, so let's pull it up. Judge calls Texas TW. Hold on, who's the TWRA? I don't know. It's like the FWC. Judge calls TWRA raid illegal and demands seized birds be returned to owner. Now listen to this. FWC claims a leadership role among wildlife agencies in the Southeast. In that case, instances of extreme overreach by agencies, as seen in this story, should be unsurprising. Sadly, situations like this have become too familiar. A Davidson County judge has ruled that the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency illegally searched the home of a Davidson County woman. Let's go to the next page. TWRA agents raided the home of Holly Lamar in August and seized all 13 of her captive bred birds of prey, including falcons and an owl. 5 months later, one of the rare falcons taken by the agents died in state custody. This week, Judge Linda Jones ruled the search warrant was invalid and demanded the TWRA return all of the seized birds to Lamar. The ruling means many of the 30 misdemeanor criminal charges the TWRA filed against Lamar will likely be dropped. She remembers being traumatized the day the TWRA agents raided her property and seized all of her birds. They were taking away my children, my babies, many of which are imprints that I raised from like 10 days old, Lamar said. But emails show she had contacted the TWRA dozens of times about permits. She said she could not get a straight answer about what was needed. They didn't allege in their search warrant that I was abusing these birds. They didn't allege anything other than I had more than the number I was supposed to have. In court this week, TWRA agents said they didn't know why the falcon died in their custody.
One more.
Lamar's attorney, Ben, who was an expert in bird law, argued in court that the search warrant was illegal. The state bird law under TWRA is not governed by reason, Riley said. Judge Linda Jones ruled that the seizures were made illegally with an invalid search warrant. Judge Jones said Lamar may have a case for malicious prosecution and called the TWRA's permitting laws vague and ambiguous. She demanded the TWA return all of her birds immediately. Now let's talk about that. BPL, what the fuck? It's not even going on in Florida. This is what, Texas somewhere? They done ran in this woman's house and stole all her birds just because she had a lot of them. What would you would have did? And here's the thing. Here's the thing, BPL. She was doing everything by the book. Even said, hey, I've called y'all to try and get the correct permits, and y'all ain't told me nothing. So it's like you ain't even did nothing wrong.
No. What they did was fucked up. You don't go into someone's place and seize the animals because you don't think that person is in either proper care of taking them, whatever the reason you're thinking may be. Maybe they thought she had some shit that wasn't supposed to be there. I don't fucking know. But at the end of the day, it's fucked up that they would break into a lady's house for, I'm sorry, not to knock the bird community, but it's a fucking bird. Unless you have like an eagle or a hawk, like then I'm like super impressed.
Yeah, that's what they had. Falcons. Falcons. Hawks.
Oh, they had falcons. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. See, once again, to break in to steal some birds is fucking low and pathetic. Like that's low. Like, what was wrong with the situation of her having the birds in the first place?
BPL, they said in the story the only reason they wanted to go is because she supposedly had more than the number she was allowed to have. So here's the thing, BPL.
Yes and no. Yes and no. We proved it last week. The media is going to make their own side to the story. We proved it last week. That is not, I cannot buy that full statement 100% on its own. I believe they think that she had some shit or whatever, and they took her shit because they thought they were doing the right thing. See,
right?
I'm sorry, Derek. Like, I agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, like, the media is only going to put what they want to put.
But it gets worse, BPL. So they seized the birds, and one of her birds died in their care. Oh, it's a lawsuit. I own it.
Well, right there, Heather just said it. That's gonna get sued.
The TWRA will be called the DWRA, Derek's Wildlife Agency.
There you go. There you go. Just legalize reptiles, all that crap. Everything. Be like, it's allowed. It's allowed. It's allowed.
As shitty as this sounds, I love when I see stories of illegal seizures because it's like, okay, so we do have rights as animal keepers. As long as we're doing everything by the book, we have rights. And it's like, you can't just break in our shit and take it because the judge gonna give it back. We got rights.
No, see, and once again, I agree. And all the charges, all the misdemeanors, all that shit, they're gonna get dropped. She probably does have a lawsuit on her hands, and hopefully she does take over that shit because that's fucked up. And that's a good thing. Heather just said too. Who signed the warrant on that shit? Who signed it? Who assigned them to go and be able to go into her house without her having to say?
How much would you sue for since they killed one of her birds? If it was one of your snakes, I'd want $1 million.
Oh, fuck, dude. Whoa, that's not even high enough for me. I wanted like 35, 40 million.
For one snake, BPL?
You took something that will never be replaced in my life, and I will die and cry my eyes out in front of. I will make it look
silly. You
just bring up random memories of the snake of what?
You give the big crocodile tears.
Oh fuck, dude! I'd be like, oh, the memories that'll never get, that are gone, and blah blah blah. Like, I would go on for days. I'm fucking taking over your motherfucking ass for sure.
Silly. I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it was a great story, great ending. Sucks to see when her birds die, but I'm glad they gave them back. It shows,
Yep.
like I said, that we got rights. If you're gonna come and you're gonna raid my house, you better do this shit correctly. If not, I'm getting my animals back. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Great story. Let's talk about the next one. Before we bring it up, man, I wanted to
Let me
talk,
go to it.
we were talking about Nerd and their expose videos, and it's so much shit that I think that they could have exposed. So I wanted to get your opinion on this topic. And you give me your opinion, and I'll give you mine. Let's bring
I
up the
will.
picture.
It's just a
So a
picture.
lot
There's
of
no words, nothing.
the reason I sent this to you is we're going to talk about bad sheds. And and I don't mean like when you're sitting in your reptile room, you hear your animal shedding and you just make a video of it. I don't mean that. I mean that it's a trend on social media that I've seen, like a lot of content creators, their animals have bad sheds. So they get a phone and they video them pulling the shed off of the snake, saying, well, we had a bad shed. Let me show you how to get this shed off. Do you feel like this makes you a bad keeper? Yes or no?
I want to take it
Bad
down.
shed.
I want to take it down. So,
What's your opinion on people using? Here's my question. What's your opinion on content creators using bad sheds as content?
Okay, so if a few people did it, I wouldn't have a problem with it, okay? And here's why. They're showing you that you could take off, really quick. What's up, Venom? What's up, Rakeem? Hopefully I said that right. But no, if a few people did it, it would never bother me.
Right.
With a lot of people having bad sheds, especially some, like you said, people that have like couple 100,000 snakes, somewhere around there, and they open it up and they have a bad shed. Maybe you went past your limit. Maybe you haven't realized that, and now some of your animals are taking abuse from that. Have you? For a lot of these people that once again, Billy, he has people that takes care of his shit with him. Like some of these people have like a team, right? But then there's some that don't, and then like they're like, oh, let's look at this one, and they open it, and then bam, it's bad shed. Like maybe we should start looking at like, is it too much for you to handle? Like I'm just saying, like seriously, you got to think about the well-being of your animal anyway.
For me, I think, and I don't mean to interrupt you. I think, it's awesome to see your snake shed. Like I have videos on my Instagram, like I'll sit in my reptile room and I'll hear my snake shedding. I don't have to, and I never have to reach in there and pull the shed off of him. He gets it off. But when I see a lot of these bigger content creators, like for instance, Dingo Dinkelman, I'm gonna be real with you, BPL. I think you're a piece of shit. And I'm gonna tell you why. These bigger content creators know the correct humidity. They know the correct temperature, so they should never have bad
okay.
sheds.
Well, hold on. So I know where you're going with this. I get it. But if we're talking about those like Nerd and all that, no, they have shitty husbandry. I don't care what anyone says. Go ahead.
I think that they do that shit on purpose to create a video because they know people like seeing that snake shed come off of a snake's head. And I feel like when you reach a certain level, it's like when I first got into the game, yeah, I had bad sheds. It happened. I was learning husbandry. I was learning humidity. I was learning everything. But I feel like when you get to a certain level, I ain't had a bad shed in years, BPL. I ain't had a bad shed in 2-3 years.
It's rare for me to have a bad shed, to be honest with you.
So I feel like when I see these bigger content creators, it's like Dingo Dinkelman, you're one of the best in the world. And I know you know humidity. I know you know this. So I feel like, so it makes me kind of like question, did he not spray this snake on purpose so he could do this video for content? To me, I think when I see a lot of these bad shed videos, it's shitty. It's shitty because if you're doing it correctly, you're not going to have a bad shed. That's just my opinion.
And I totally agree. Once again, it comes down to the husbandry. Does it not? It does. Because that's what it comes down to. And yeah, a lot of them, from the bigger content creators, yeah, they're staged. Sure. We could talk about it. We talked about it before. Let's talk about Nerd. Let's talk about how Nerd left a package or a big snake randomly in his parking lot. You're a bullshit liar. Nobody put that there. You put that there so you can make content. And I'm not knocking it for you making content out of something like that. But don't He could have titled it way differently than someone just randomly leaving it there, and then he found it in his parking lot because they knew where his shop was and blah blah blah. No. Just make the video.
It's
You
like
don't have to
a
be
lot
like.
of these, I agree. It's like a lot of these bigger content creators. It's like I get if you have one bad shed, but if I look at your Instagram and every 2 or 3 posts, you're legit just pulling skin off of a snake. What's going on with your fucking husbandry? You know, like tell me why is your husbandry that bad to where you're having to pull skin off of a snake every other week? You know, are you not spraying
and that's sad. That's really sad that people do that. Like there are people out there doing it. I want to bring it back up so everyone can see it, and it is content. I get it, but at the same time, it's fucked up because you're putting your snake through a stressful and moment through that snake's life. Like you got to think about this. A lot of these snakes probably don't want to be grabbed the way they are getting grabbed. Seriously, like I could pull out any of my ball pythons. I would say only a selected few trust me enough or even will allow me to hold their head that much. I'm just saying.
Yeah. To make a content video where you're grabbing a snake by the freaking neck and pulling shed off, it's just like, okay. It's like Dingo Dinkelman. You're the best. I know you know humidity. What are you doing, bro? If you're not sensationalizing shit with your son, if you're not fucking throwing them in a cage of alligators, you're pulling shed off of snakes. It's telling me like, okay, do you not understand humidity? Are you not spraying your snakes? I don't know. I think that for me, I think bad shed videos make us look bad because to me, you don't have bad sheds unless you don't understand humidity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like for me, I have no problem. Once again, sheds are not an issue for me. Like I don't have really, honestly, ever bad sheds.
Right. I don't know. Crazy. What's up, everybody?
People see me eat my snake shed. The whole fucking snake shed. People see me like a few times now. Like I'm not doing it tonight, so no, it's not happening. But yeah, no, I don't have a problem with that. That's just poor. That is just poor, especially when it comes from the bigger content creators that are supposed to be like these legendary people, like you said, Dingo, and we can bring up Nerd and all that shit. And I know we're trying to get to the next story, but it is fucked up.
We're good. Yeah, I agree, man. I don't know. It's just for me, it's just something to think about when you go to these bigger content creators and you see them grabbing snakes and pulling shed off. You know, I get it. We have bad sheds, but if you're just doing it as much as them, okay, you're just trying to make content. That's all you're doing.
Well, Heather said not true either, though. She's in the middle of winter. She'll have some bad sheds.
Hey, to each his own.
I mean, I feel like maybe it's where you live too. Like here, there's no humidity, so I mean, I probably have to spray them down once a week.
But if there's no humidity, you make humidity. That's the whole point of spraying your snakes, BPL.
Right, but a lot of people are doing it just for the content creation of making a video because they have no original ideas besides why not somebody left a snake in my parking lot? Why not let's just hold this snake by its neck while it's trying to get away from you and it's really just doesn't want to be fucked with.
It's like BPL right now, my heat is on in my house. I think it's 10 degrees outside. Heat kills humidity. I know that the heat is on. So that means normally in the summertime, I have to spray my cage once every 2 days. Now in the winter time when the heat is on, I'm spraying my cage twice a day. I'm spraying it when I wake up. I'm spraying it when I go to bed. You have to spray more to keep that humidity up. So I don't know. I'm just talking about the bigger content creators. I think that is crap content. I don't like it, and I'm not for it because I know that Dingo is better than bad sheds.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
I hate to say that. I'm going to be honest. I hate to say that, but yeah.
To grab a snake, start pulling that shit off. Yeah, you're better than that. So anyway, we're killing it, man. 40 minutes down, man. Let's go to story 5, man, and let's talk about it. You give me your opinion, man.
You ready?
We all use social media. Hell, we're on social media right now. We're on YouTube. It's a form of social media. So my question to you is, we're reptile keepers. Give me your opinion on reptile Facebook groups. Pull them up right quick. This is one in my area, the Kansas Reptile Group. There's 2,000 people, and a couple people are like moderators. So it's not like our YouTube. You might have 2 or 3 people moderating the group, and the rest are just there. So, do you think that these are good for the hobby? They're bad for the hobby? Have you ever been in one? Are you in any?
Hell no, it's Devil Book. I don't go on that shit.
You're not in any reptile Facebook groups?
The only thing I joined was from Big Ant. He sent me an SEC. It's all like college football, basketball, and like, yeah.
All right, let's take it.
I'm not in any group.
I think that for me, I love the reptile groups, and I'll tell you why. I'm in like 10 of them. Not because I need help with anything, but I love when I see people post animals. For instance, I live in an apartment. I think I got like, I don't know off the top of my head. I think I got like 10 or more animals. I don't have room for anything else. But when I'm in a reptile group, I love to say like, okay, maybe I might want to trade something. Maybe I might want to trade my king snake for that rainbow boa, or maybe I might want to trade something. So I love the reptile groups to see what people are posting out there. But I think they are super toxic when you got questions, because if anybody in that group disagrees with you, they're gonna shit all over you. So it's like you go into that group, and you might say, "Well, I think a ball python, I think the perfect humidity is 60%." But what if the moderator of the group says, "Well, I think the perfect humidity is 62%," and you don't know shit? That happens. You know what I mean?
Once again, I just don't go on Facebook. There's too much drama on it. I don't even go on IT very often. But I would say the only social media outlet. What's up?
I said Heather said it right there. A lot of Facebook groups can get catty. It's like when you go into a group and there's 3,000 or 4,000 people there, and there's 2 or 3 moderators. If you don't agree with everything that those moderators say, you might get kicked out of the Facebook group.
Fuck the Facebook group.
So you think that the reptile group? I like being in them. I just said that. I like being in them because I like seeing what people have out there. I like seeing. I'm in the Kansas reptile group. I want to see what my next door neighbor has, just in case I might want to trade them.
What I mean, I guess for trading purposes, but I still don't go on Devil Book. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of life. I'm sorry. Like, it's cool that you're in one, but is it good for us? No. Why? Because if you put another group against another group, are they going to argue about something they don't agree on? Yeah. So I don't know. It still divides us even more.
We should make. Why don't we make one on Facebook for our community? Like the me, you, my Animal House, Heather, Solo, Mitzi. We all have like a little Facebook group, and you know, if we don't like somebody, we can kick their ass out.
That could work, I guess, but I mean,
I don't know. Give me your opinion, man. What's up, everybody in the chat? How do y'all feel about the reptile Facebook groups? Are they good for the hobby? They bad for the hobby? What do you guys think? How many we got here watching, BPL?
13.
13. You got 13 people watching you, brother, on your channel, man. How does that feel, BPL? People are tuned in to see what you're talking about.
Shocked, amazed, happy. Once again, it could have been one person in here. I would have been happy. 13. I feel amazed.
I like that. That's humble. That's humble, BPL. That's how you do it. If you humble, people like that shit.
Of course.
They don't like the people that be flexing like, boy, I'm the shit.
No, I'm not Mr. fucking celebrity over there.
Me, celebrity? Nah.
What's up, Brad?
I don't know. Anyways, man, we've got almost 50 minutes in, man. Let's bring up the next story. Oh, before we do that, man. So what's the plans for the channel, man? Are you gonna keep going? Or are you gonna quit? What's going on, BPL?
I am going to. So you and I talked about this before we get into story 6. Try to give a quick little brief moment about this. You and I are doing the show. You and I talked about this though earlier today, right before the show. I would say about like an hour and a half before, somewhere around there. And part of me wants to continue, and then part of me doesn't, but I'm going to push through. The reason why I feel a little about it is because everything that for the last month and a half has been zero watch time, so I'm not getting anything. But at the same time, it keeps me, I don't know, I guess going, because YouTube is a great way to put your knowledge out there. It's a great way to give answers to somebody that's just now getting into the hobby. Like, what if somebody new right now is watching and they're like, oh, I just had a bad shed. We just talked about it.
You ever thought about making content videos?
I'm going to soon. I just don't know which direction I want to go.
Yeah. I'm revamping my channel, man. I'm definitely revamping what I'm doing, man.
I'm not going to give up on it. It's just, once again, you and I told you this earlier, probably for the next, starting Sunday, I'm probably going to go live for like 2.5, 3 weeks straight, every night. Like, and see if I can get some watch time up there. Yeah. And also put out more content and shorts and everything else I can.
I need to see that 1K BPL.
I'm close, but I'm not getting watch time. That's what's pissing me off.
Yeah, getting frustrated with the watch time. That shit happens, man. I know I used to get frustrated with it. Even if you don't go live, just at least run that motherfucker like in your reptile room and just do like a critter cam. Focus on your bearded, that little chill lizard or whatever you got.
So we're actually moving everything around. We actually have now 5 snakes in the bedroom. We're about to move the 2 green baskets into the bedroom. We just want everything around us so it's easier. I get it. And then there's more space for the kids. So.
You putting the basilisk in the bedroom?
With snakes and all. Yeah, we're moving everything slowly.
No, I can't handle snakes in my bedroom. They be watching what I'm doing.
See, that doesn't bother me. Like, I can't.
You fucking in front of the snakes.
Does that matter? I'm trying to teach them. I'm trying to teach them how to multiply.
I'm weak. I don't know, man. You're silly, bro. Anyways, man, let's talk about the next story, man. Pull it up, man. We're talking about reptile smuggling. Shit, that's little. We might not be doing this story. Shit. Hold on.
Well,
conspirators sentenced in a multi-million-dollar reptile smuggling scheme. Today, Kai Young, a Canadian national, was sentenced to a term of 14 months in prison, followed by 2 years of supervised release for his role in the conspiracy to smuggle reptiles from the United States to Asia. Chan is the last of 3 defendants sentenced for their role in the reptile trafficking scheme. According to court documents and information from the public record, Chan and another conspirator, the Sake Muachi, owned and operated reptile businesses and engaged in the sale of reptiles. Both men periodically traveled to the United States to purchase. Hold on. Purchase things like ball pythons, blood pythons, common tegus, Argentine tegus, and iguanas, which are protected under Appendix 2 of the Convention of the International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild shit. Chan and Machi. Hold on. Chan and Machi then worked with co-conspirator Chan Ku to smuggle the reptiles out of the country. And they didn't use permits. They had fraudulent paperwork. All right, let's go to the next one.
Yep. Good luck.
Yeah, fuck that, bro. Fuck that. We ain't even gonna talk about the last story. Just know they was smuggling the shit out of some shit. What the fuck, DPL? But they didn't really get a lot of jail time. 2 years, I think what he said, 14 months, and like 2 or 3 years supervised release. So that's not bad if you're smuggling, I guess.
But you told me something perfect during the story. What you did read, it was a conspiracy. Conspiracy. So meaning they couldn't prove that it was true or not. So we can conspiracize about aliens. Does that make that real? Are you gonna arrest somebody? Like,
I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of these smuggler stories, man, and it's reptiles is big business, man. And it's like, yeah, you hear the stories of they're taking reptiles, but reptiles won't go anywhere. They'll be just like fucking cocaine. It's like all you're gonna do is if you're trying to take reptiles away, you're just gonna make a black market. It's like people just gonna go underground with them and sell them and not, report that shit. You know what I mean?
I mean,
It's like
smuggling anything's bad, but
it's a perfect example. They go into fucking China and bringing shit back, and it's like, yeah, you caught them, but what happens to all the ones you don't catch? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's fucked up, but people are gonna do stupid shit. Can't stop everybody. That's the sad part.
It's like even in my city, and I'm sure this is in any city. If you got money, you can buy anything you want. I don't have to have a gun license to go buy a gun. I can make a phone call right now and have 15 assault rifles here. As long as you got money and know that right phone to call, you can buy anything you want. And I think that, yeah, they want to take the reptiles away, but I think that eventually, as long as you know the right person, you got the right amount of money, you'll be able to buy whatever you want. Look at Operation Viper. It's everywhere you look. People are stealing reptiles and selling them shits.
Man, it's fucked. It is. But
I know. Well, we did an amazing show, man. I'll let you take it away, man. You got anything you want to talk about before we got 8 minutes, man?
No, we'll end the show here. I want to thank everybody that has tuned in, watched, liked it, and shared it out. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I'm Ball Python.
Tell them to come watch the watch time.
Please come back to help me get my watch time up. I truly, truly would appreciate it. But until next time, everybody, I am Ball Python Love. That is Derek's Reptiles. We're out. Later.